What's going on, boys? NealGuides here. Welcome back to another video. We got 6 p.m. content. We do have the MESUT OZIL card. Now, this is one card as an Arsenal fan I'm very much looking forward to. But the question is he meta? Now listen, 4-star, 5-star. Listen, that alone really sums the story up. Now I wish he was still playing for Arsenal, but I think because he's now playing for Fenerbahce, I think that's why they gave him the 5-star weak foot. But he's still a top tier card, 5'11", medium low. But if you're playing him in a cam, you can put him on stay forward. That kind of negates that issue of the work rates. He's got 5-star weak foot, so he's deadly on either foot, and he does of course have 4-star skill moves. So I think the best combination I think that you can get, as not many people, or I would say you guys that are watching, very many of you, or very few of you should I say, actually use 5-star skill moves. So going over to the stats itself, so you got 85 acceleration or 90 sprint speed, 85 sprint speed. Now of course his overall pace is 87, but generally when you're looking at these cards, you want to look at really what the certain characteristics. I may look at sprint speed, but acceleration is how fast it takes to get up to that sprint speed. So I don't really look at acceleration too much, so do bear that in mind. So I go with sprint speed. You're going to need a hunt on him, ideally, just because of the simple fact I don't think he's fast enough, personally speaking. And we go over to his shooting stats though, but he has a very, very good shooting card. 95 attack positioning, going to be very, very good off the ball with off the ball movement. Now with that medium low, he might be working a bit better than normal, kind of running into those spaces, kind of instead of making those darting runs, maybe he's kind of like in a more of a reserve position and then runs into those positions, potentially with that attack positioning. 87 finishing, 87 shot power, 85 long shots, 96 volleys. The passing is really, really good as well. Everything that you want for someone like MESUT OZIL. Got beautiful long passing, short passing, and vision. Now, passing is a bit more important this year compared to last year. And given the fact that he does have a 5-star weak foot, I think it's beneficial that he's got really good passing. So you can play him in a cam, or you can even play him as a centre mid. But I'll say if you're going to play him in a centre mid, make sure you're doing it with 3 centre mids. So that way you've kind of got 1 CDM, 1 attacking, and maybe Ozil doing a bit of both, maybe just attacking only. His agility balance is really, really good. He is 5'11". It kind of begs the question. It's not really 90 now. If it was around, if he was 5'7", I would say it's not that bad. But had it been 90 agility and 90 balance, it would have been better. But 85 agility balance is still really, really good. The rest of his dribbling stats are very, very good. Defending, of course, is not really important for someone like MESUT OZIL. Then you have the physicality, 45 jumping, stamina is 83, strength 75, which is actually pretty good. I was worried they weren't going to give him the best of strength. Maybe they kind of overgave him in terms of the strength category, but the aggression is not too bad either. In terms of the requirements, we're looking at his requirements. He is going to be 83 and 84 rated squad, still about 150k, something around that. In case you're wondering what you do get, you get a small prime gold players pack and you get a rare mixed players pack. 150k, I think is worth it. But the biggest issue is that he is not in the Premier League anymore. He's playing in an off league, and that's I think where the issue really lies. Now, can he fit into your team? Well, I think there's only one way you could realistically do this. Now, truthfully speaking, with someone like Ozil, I would say a hunter. Me personally, I'd want to get his finishing and his shot power up, and I want to get his sprint speed and his acceleration up. That's what I'll be looking for. If I could get him somehow on 8 chemistry, I would slot him into my team. I'll show you can get him on 8 chemistry in a second, but that might be the only feasible solution. Unless you have a Super League team, which I very much rarely doubt hardly anyone who's watching this video has a Super League team. But you can probably get him into your team if you got 1 German link or 1 icon link. In terms of the chemistry styles, we're going to either say a hunter, or if you play him in just purely a cam role, you can put an engine on him, and that way he does get the agility and balance boost. At least that way you'll be able to dribble on the ball as well. Before I show you how you can link him up in game, I'm just going to show you go with objectives quickly to see if there's anything else that is out there. Since people always ask me, hey Neil, can you just check out the objectives, see if there's anyone new? And I don't think there's anyone new at Huntela yesterday. I think Ozil's the only. I think Ozil got leaked a bit earlier. And in case you are wondering about the packs, if we go to the store, is any packs available for those that purchase packs? Now, me personally, I don't. We have some promo packs, rare players pack, prime gold players pack, and a premium gold players pack. Now, generally speaking, I wouldn't buy packs in my opinion, but if you do want to buy packs, of course, those are the packs that are currently available. So the question is, how can we get Ozil in the team? So this is what makes the card, or I would say the SBC, usable. For 150k, he is completely fine if you can get him into your team. So the question is how. So let's say, for example, you got a team like mine. Let's just say, for example, like here, you got a team like mine. You're going to have an issue where you can't get him in. As you can see here, I'm kind of stuck. Now, the benefit is that if you have an icon in your team, you can very much get Ozil at least on a chemistry. The best way of doing that, in my opinion, is in a system like a 4-5-1. The best way I can depict this to you is we go to Futbin Squad Builder. I'll try to get this video done as quick as I can as well. If we type in Ozil over there, now generally speaking, if you play, for example, a 4-5-1 formation, you can fit Ozil. As a general rule of thumb, for most SBCs, you can fit something in. So, for example, let's just say, I don't know, you have Neymar over here. Let's say you had Mbappe over here. And let's just say you had the typical Serie A team. I'm just going to go Ronaldo Sanchez over here. And then what you could do is you can get an icon here. Someone like Blanc, let's just say in this example, let's say, for example, you have a team like this. If you end up getting loyalty, he will get 7 chemistry. Now, if you go ahead and put a German manager, let's say you get Klopp, let's say you get League 1, and then you get Ozil on 8 chemistry. Now, Ozil on 8 chemistry is still a top tier player. So have a look at your teams. I want you to go on your side. If you want to pause this video, go check your team out and just think, okay, can I get him in my team? Because if you can't, you're going to be in trouble. So you can get him in that system. On 8 chemistry with a hunter, I think he is very, very good. The second way you can actually do is you play him in a 4-3-3. A lot of players, like myself, have a team where you're kind of stuck with a 4-3-3 system because everyone's got that typical stance. The benefit is you can fit Ozil in with one link as well. So another cheap alternative that I would recommend, let's say you're a really big Ozil fan, or let's say you really want him into your team. Let's say you're playing a 4-3-3. Let's just say I got him over there. You could, of course, get Ozil in like this and get him a link like that. Let's say, I don't know, with Tellez, let's say left back, just for an example. You can see that with one link in the 4-3-3, he gets 8 chemistry as well. Another thing you can do, which is a more cheaper play, is you can get a German player. Now, there's players like Goretzka, which are really, really good for linking him. If you've got a German Bundesliga team. If you've got a Bundesliga team, I think you'll be completely fine because you've got players like Kimmich. You've got all those players that you can link. The problem is, in the main leagues like the Premier Leagues, there isn't many players who are German. The Gundogan SBC was out, and that is about it. That is the only player I can think of. Apart from that, you're pretty much stuck. Now, as you can see, most of these players, you're not really going to have in your squad. As you can see, a lot of these guys, maybe Rudiger, maybe if you did him. Draxler, it's not worth getting Draxler just to get Ozil on chemistry, in my opinion. So I wouldn't go ahead and get Draxler. So the other best option you can do is, let's say, for example, there's no German players that you can fit. In fact, actually, if you have the Vollen card, you can get him in with the Vollen card. But apart from that, there isn't anyone else that can really get him in. I wouldn't suggest getting Havertz unless you have Gosens already. If you've got a Serie A team, maybe if you've got a Serie A team, you can play him in a 4-3-3 second variation. But I wouldn't go with Werner unless you have a Premier League team. I mean, I suppose if you've got a Premier League team, you could get Werner. But again, I think at this stage, no one's really got Werner in their team. So I don't think that's really an applicable idea. So one thing you can do is you can get a cheap left back. Now, left back, especially icon left backs, are very much cheap now. You can get, for example, someone like Cole. Cole can fit in very, very well. Another card you can get is Schulz. Now, unfortunately, when you're talking about German left backs and right backs, there isn't that many. But you can argue the left back and right position is not that important compared to other positions in the game. If you've done a Bender SBC, you can, of course, put him in. Otherwise, you can go with Schulz. Someone like Schulz, you can get him in. Just slot him in, and that way you get that singular link. Let's say, for example, you move some players around. Let's just say, for example, put Diatta there. At least that way you can get Schulz. If you go with the German manager, you can get Schulz and Ozil both on 8 chemistry. That's another way that you can line up if you want. But that's kind of my... Because people ask me, everyone keeps talking about these SBCs, but the question is, how can I link them together? Well, that is how. So the Ozil SBC, will I suggest him? Is he meta? I think he is. It's going to be hard to get him into the squad, but I think definitely he can play that cam or that striker-esque role. Definitely a card that I suggest, especially if you are an Arsenal fan or you're generally a big fan of Ozil. I think he's very much a card that's worth doing. Thanks for watching, boys. Take it easy, and I'll catch you next time. Peace out.